Hello, 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 Facebook. How are you? Jena Rodriguez here. Just waiting for some of you to show up. And so I definitely want to thank any replayers that are watching this after the fact. I do appreciate you. And we're going to have a great little conversation about how to make 100,000 K, right? 100,000 in your business and what that simple formula is. And we're going to go through some of those quick steps and really just dive in a little bit. So for those of you that might be new to me, and hopefully we'll get some people here. Just if you are here, please say hi and tell me where you're from and where. And just let me know that you're present. Otherwise, if you're replaying, feel free to leave comments as well. I do go back and check it out. So I'm Jena Rodriguez, and I am your brand business and Brave Strategist and CEO of soon-to-be Brave Masters. We're rebranding what was formerly known as Brand with Jena to Brave Masters. So you'll start to see a lot of that roll out. And today, like I said, I want to talk to you guys about just this conversation, mainly about how to make more money and really what that formula is. And so we're going to go through those details. So I'd love it if you grab a piece of paper and maybe take a few notes if you're so inclined. This is a hot topic with my clients, and the truth is it comes down to the numbers. And if you're not paying attention to the numbers, you can't get there, right? It really is, it'll be much more elusive if you're not paying attention to the numbers and the details. So here's the deal. The formula for making more money, basically as much money as you'd like to see in your business, there's a formula for it. It's really easy. I think we complicate this so much. But the truth is, it's A times B equals C. And so what is that? And the truth is if you know how many units need to be sold, what you're selling those units for, right? The unit price, the multiplication of that equals the revenue. And if we don't create those projections for ourselves, we kind of end up going down the road and not knowing where we're trying to get, right? And so I've created a system or a tool that's actually called the Money Map for Revenue Success template, and it's just a way to basically work out this formula. And the more you see what's possible in your business, based on that A times B equals C formula, the more opportunity you have to really be in control of where your revenue's coming from, as well as how it's actually playing out throughout the year. And so this is an exercise I do with my clients. It's an exercise I do for myself, and I check it every quarter. I check it as periodically as I can to make sure that I'm on track and plug in the actuals versus what I projected, and then just course correct. So here's the thing. It is that simple. You have to know how many units you're selling, how many units, what the unit price is to equal the revenue or the potential revenue. And the thing about it is there are 4 things that I've identified in general that you have to really consider in order to make the number happen. So you may plug in numbers and say, great, the number's $200,000 or $1 million in a year. And there are some factors that have to come into play in order to make that happen. So it really does depend on where you are in your business, what phase, what stage, clearly how much leverage you have and how much support you have. And so I want to be clear on what these 4 things are. So one is clarity. So you have to be clear on what you're selling. You have to know how much you're selling it for. You want to be clear on what some other things, such as like, what does the brand stand for? What are you trying to accomplish with your business? And what are the solutions you're solving? So ultimately you do need to be clear on those basics. That's those fundamental answers for yourself so that you can clearly market whatever you are selling. You've got to know the end result that you're bringing to people. So number 1 is clarity. Number 2 is bandwidth, right? So, you know, how many hats are you wearing in your business? If you're in a place where you're just getting started and you expect to make $1 million in your business in the first year because you plugged in some numbers that equate to that, you got to look at what does it require of you, and if you're by yourself, you may need some team to make that happen. So that brings us to number 3, is resources. So once you have clarity, once you know what your bandwidth is, like how many hats are you wearing, how much time and energy and space do you have for running your business and marketing your business and getting visible, and then 3 is resources. So do you have the time? Do you have the energy? Do you have the money? Do you have the team to reach those financial goals? So in order to expedite and to reach the ultimate financial level that you want to reach, those things have to be taken into consideration. And the 4th thing, just so you're aware, is of course the input of those resources, right? The fast action. How fast do you take action? How full-time focused do you have on this? Excuse me, I have a tickle. And ultimately, you know, how much can you put focus on? It's making my tears dry, my eyes tear up. And if you know you're clear on what you're selling and what you're doing and how to market and what difference you make, you have the bandwidth available and you have the resources and you're willing to put the input in, right, to fulfill on those resources, then you can really look at the plan and the map of your money success inside of this formula and really hone in on whether it's realistic or not realistic, or what else do you need to add to your resources in order to make it happen. You know, so if you're in the beginning of your business and you are all on your own, right? You don't have any team. You're certainly trying to build cash flow, and time is limited because it's limited to how much time you personally have. If you don't have the team and resources to help you, then that's going to play a part in can you reach that goal, that formula that you've projected. And ultimately, when I started getting some traction in my business, and I started out just like anyone else where it was all me, but I quickly knew that I needed to get some help. I even started with a virtual assistant for 5 hours a month, and it was minimal, it was a low investment, and I was able to gain some traction, get some time back, right, on my plate, so that I could start to do some other things that are more income producing activities and more marketing focused in order to accomplish the projected revenue that I desired. And so when you're looking at these factors and looking at this formula, the formula is simple. However, inside of that, you want to look at, okay, do I have these other things in place, or am I willing to invest in them in order to expedite it? And I'm all for getting team, I'm all for getting mentorship and coaching and things like that. It's an investment, yes, but it's also something that can accelerate your results and get you closer to that financial goal that you want to get to. So here's the thing: if you've got 1,000 units to sell and you want to sell them at $100, great, you'll get there, but just notice how many units you have to sell, which requires a following, which requires marketing and hustle, and it requires visibility at a very high level. So those are the kind of things you want to consider so that you are staying on track, being realistic, at the same time seeing what's possible. I've had clients fill their form, this what I call the money map for revenue success. I'm actually going to tell you here in a minute how to get access to it for free. I had them fill it out based on what they're selling and what they're pricing things at currently, because we work on that first, right? We determine that clarity, and they plug the numbers in, and they're like, okay, I'm going to estimate that I can get so many units in this quarter or this month, and how does that lay out over the rest of the year? And they either have a really high number, or sometimes they have this low number, and it's like, well, I can do more than that. Right? So you have to plug the numbers in, play with them, and also get realistic with yourself and keep track of it. So you might project for the year, and then you ultimately want to take a moment every month or every quarter and update the actuals versus what you're projecting, and really start to see, are you on track to reach that goal? And it's been really powerful in my business. It's been powerful in my clients' business, so that, you know, sometimes they're so surprised by, like, wow, I can get to 100,000 if I just do this, 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 and this, and I use my resources, and I might add a team member, or I get help in this area so that I can expedite it. And, you know, it's that opportunity to really see what is possible in your business and take the necessary steps and actions to get there. So I just want to check in. If you guys are here with me live, you know, say hi, say something in the comments. Would love to know that this is working. And if you're replay watching, again, please leave a comment and let me know how this is helping you. So here's my gift to you. I would love it if we could stay connected even more. And if you are an entrepreneur looking to build community and visibility, etc., I have a great group on Facebook that is really growing, and more people are, I mean, there's people joining every single day, which is really exciting. So just make sure you jump over to the group on Facebook called Get Your Brave On. And I'm going to type the link in here real quick so that you have easy access to it. And here's the thing: if you join and become a member of this group, you will gain access, and there will be a link at the top of the page, at the top of the discussion, to my Money Map for Revenue Success training, video training, real quick training on this whole formula and what we've discussed. And you'll get the spreadsheet, the Excel spreadsheet template that you just have to plug in the numbers. You plug in what you sell, what's the unit price, and see what's possible for you. So take a moment, join us in this group. You're brave on. I'm trying to type and talk. That's always a challenge. And you'll gain access to that link, and it's free, it's complimentary. I just want to give you more resources and things to think about when you're looking at, how do I make more money? First of all, you got to get clear, and you got to see what's possible, and you got to go through these kind of 4 questions, these 4 fundamentals of knowing that you're clear, you've got the bandwidth, you've got the resources, and you're willing to do the input, right? Take the action. So I hope this was useful. I look forward to hearing your comments, your thoughts, and just what's happening in your world. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next Facebook Live. See you later. Bye.